Welcome back here to Vintage Wrestling's Gold Rush. Great night of action. Every championship to be decided tonight. This is our first of those 3 titles to be on the line. A brand new team here to Vintage All-Star Wrestling. Once again, a part of General Manager Big P Cannon's Tag Team Initiative. E.R.A. and Maxx Stardom coming to us, South Florida's finest, in their vintage debut. And they might have bit off more than they can chew, because they have Don Maximo and Biff Slater, over 500 pounds of beast mode, coming at him right here. They are, Pete. These guys in excess of 500 pounds. Biff Slater, 6'4", 295, and Don Maximo approaching that 300-pound plateau as well. South Florida's finest here, super outmatched, but they do have the quickness, they do have the speed, and they are here to make a statement. If they could knock off BeastMode for the tag titles in their debut, would have to be considered one of the biggest upsets in vintage history.
I agree, they're definitely underdogs. BeastMode is just a steamroller right now. They are the champions. They're the ones that are favored in this. But, I always take the big guys that are good over the little guys that are good. But this remains to be seen. They pull upsets all the time, and I'm looking forward to see who wins this one.
They knocked off the former tag team champions in a hellacious brawl back at the beginning of 2014 in the Circle of Disrespect. Simon Says and Francisco Chiazzo. We've seen them in recent months take out the Buddy System. We've seen them in recent months take out former WWE tag team champions Mosh and Thrasher, the Headbangers. They are an absolute roll right now, and they are arguably the hottest tag team, not only in the state of Florida, but in the entire United States. As it looks like Big Biff Slater and E.R.A. Ernesto Alexander III is going to start this one off. Bell sounds, this one's underway. The vintage tag team titles are on the line here. As once again, this is the vintage debut of South Florida's finest. And if these guys make a big impression here, Pete, I'm sure you're going to have your eyes peeled on them and possibly throw them into some contenders matches moving forward.
Yeah, definitely. We're always keeping our eye out for new talent, particularly in the tag team division. I started out as a tag team wrestler, several days back. I've tagged with over the years, and it's near and dear to my heart, tag team wrestling. I was watching, overall in the industry, the tag team wrestling wasn't really being cultivated, and I wanted to get that done here.
As the tag team wrestling scene heating up very much in the central part of Florida, as look at Big Biff Slater, nearly 300 pounds of him, tossing E.R.A. like a rag doll. But that speed and quickness, once again, of South Florida's finest coming into play right here. But that knee right to the midsection is going to ground E.R.A. As Big Biff Slater from Jersey City, New Jersey, been in the wrestling business for about 8 years. And has certainly made his mark here on vintage. He's trying to tell the crowd to be quiet. Oh, and listen to that open palm slap ring throughout the Salvation Army. You might have been able to hear that one in Tampa.
I think they could have felt it in Tampa.
As Biff now mocking E.R.A. a little bit. As he goes for the sunset flip, going to take a little bit more than that to get over Big Biff Slater. And Biff's going to drop down. And once again, the speed coming into play as E.R.A. moves out of the way. And here comes Maxx Stardom into the contest. It looks like a little double teaming here. Stardom, the 5-star superstar. And these two duck underneath the double clothesline. And stereo super kicks to the midsection. And here comes South Florida's finest. Taking out Big Biff Slater. Look at these double teams. And the double wishbone and the kick to the face. And South Florida's finest working early on. And there's the drop kick's going to send Biff Slater down to the floor. And Don Maximo grounded there with the drop kick. As E.R.A. now, he's going to use Don Maximo as a springboard all the way up and over the top rope, that flying body attack. And then the kip up there as E.R.A. really showing him off here. And there's Stardom there, rolling around. He calls that the skull shines. And he's shining Don Maximo's skull up right there. Only 5'5", 185, the diminutive superstar right out of Miami, Florida. And these two looking to make a huge name for themselves here. There's the kick to the midsection. And there's the double team facebuster right there. Down goes Maximo. 1, 2. But if you notice right there, E.R.A does not hook the leg, and that is certainly something you're going to have to do when you're facing this big tag team of Beast Mode. Stardom off the ropes, trying to build some momentum here. But you got to keep an eye out on Big Biff Slater. Pulls down that top rope, and Stardom goes tumbling to the floor. And that might have been the opening the champs needed. As Slater there, and you hear the ring bell as it looks like Maxx Stardom's head made a little bit of contact with the ring bell and just taking him down on that timekeeper's table as Shawn the Flash and the rest of the crew go running for higher ground as Maxx Stardom here in a world of trouble. Oh no, Biff Slater's got him up. Look at the power and strength of the Biff. And he's going to pick him up and toss him over the top rope back into the ring as Beast Mode continues to show off that power. They are arguably the biggest and the most powerful team in professional wrestling today. As Biff Slater now grapevines the leg and tags in Don Maximo. Great double teaming, cutting the ring in half. And Maximo now stomping away on Maxx Stardom. Stardom, a guy who's been in the wrestling business close to a decade, trained by South Florida legend Rusty Brooks. So he certainly has the basics down. Let's see if that can translate here. And a big powerful scoop slam by Maximo. And the quick tagging of Beast Mode once again comes into play. As Biff Slater there looked like he was going to drop the elbow. And to add insult to injury, just rubs that boot right across the forehead of Maxx Stardom. And he throws the discus punch at E.R.A. So he's going after E.R.A. He's not even a legal man. He's going to try to insert himself. Referee Dan Kriegbaum's going to try to get him back to the corner. And Don Maximo there with the open palm thrust right to Maxx Stardom. And Beast Mode now having their way with Stardom. As once again, folks, our first of 3 championships to be decided here tonight. The Internet TV title hangs in the balance in a battle royal, then ladder match following this, and then, of course, the heavyweight title on the line. Milo Beasley and Jessy Sorensen. As Stardom here in a world of hurt runs right in that back elbow. 1, 2. But you see the lack of respect right there from Beast Mode. Does not hook the leg. And Biff Slater, once again, he's going to spit right between the eyes of E.R.A. who's getting all fired up. And that's going to open the door for some more double teaming. Maximo there, the Irish whip into the buckle. And the big sidewalk slam. Maximo hooks the leg. 1, 2, and 2 3/4. You got to certainly admire the resiliency right there of Maxx Stardom, but how much more can South Florida's finest take? As the crowd getting very much behind South Florida's finest, as they've certainly impressed this crowd here in Sanford, Florida. Never have seen them before, getting firmly behind them here, but part of that, I would have to assume, is due to the hatred of Beast Mode by just about everyone in attendance. As they've certainly cut the ring in half here as Beast Mode, as Biff Slater and Don Maximo using that methodical offense to take out Maxx Stardom. And you see right there, Biff Slater just rakes the eyes as the referee certainly going to admonish him for that one, but it leaves the opening for Beast Mode to stay in control here. And Biff now going to wear him down once again with that rear chin lock. And he's going to take it down, and all 295 now resting on top of Maxx Stardom, trying to suck the life out of him. As Biff Slater now trying to close this one out for his team. Can he force Maxx Stardom to submit? There's a 2 count. Oh, and he holds on, so Maxx Stardom is still alive here. Biff Slater and Don Maximo going to need to do a little bit more to take out South Florida's finest. And Maxx Stardom here, trying to fire back. He throws the elbow right into the midsection, ducks underneath the clothesline of Biff, and he rotates around, and a great job by Stardom to plant him with the DDT. Could have been a last-ditch effort right here. Both men are down. Who's going to make the tag first? The Vintage Tag Team titles hanging in the balance here. As Don Maximo looking to get the tag in from Biff Slater. As Maxx Stardom crawling towards his corner. E.R.A. is chopping at the bit, and here comes E.R.A. The springboard splash. Could that do it? 2. And Biff Slater throws him right off. But look at E.R.A. Look at his intensity here. Off the ropes. And E.R.A. with another forearm shot. He's not backing down. Can the third time be the charm? Kicks him in the midsection. Goes for the Irish whip. And Biff Slater cuts it off here. Oh no. He puts him in position. Big time power bomb. And down goes E.R.A. E.R.A. is absolutely planted. 1, 2. Oh, and Stardom makes the save. Thought it was academic from there. As South Florida's finest hanging on by a thread. As Don Maximo gets in the ring here. All 4 men now getting into this one. This one's breaking down here. As E.R.A. throwing everything he's got at beast mode. Trying to ground these 2 behemoths. E.R.A. ducks underneath. And Stardom with the double missile drop kick. Biff Slater's going to roll to the floor.
Don Maximo's in the ring now.
As there's the Irish whip. As E.R.A. gets thrown to the outside. Oh no! As E.R.A. nearly kills himself there going to the outside. Thankfully holds on to that top rope coming down. As Maxx Stardom. Oh no! And Maxx Stardom walks right into the belt. He gets absolutely waffled by Biff Slater. That seems to be Beast Mode's MO here. As it's going to be academic. E.R.A.'s down on the outside. And you've got the double team power bomb. Good night, South Florida's finest. 1, 2, 3. As E.R.A. takes a tumble to the floor, referee Dan Kriegbaum was worried about the competitor in the match, but he failed to keep an eye on Biff Slater and Don Maximo. Biff Slater and Don Maximo once again using the belt to their advantage. We saw it last month against the Headbangers. They use it here again, and they're going to notch another win in their belt. Beast Mode still your Vintage Wrestling Tag Team Champions. And who else can you throw in front of them, Pete Cannon, to see if they can knock them off their perch?
That's a great question. I'm not really sure. They just leave a path of destruction everywhere they go, every time they get in the ring. They might just be unstoppable.
As Beast Mode certainly looks unstoppable right now, it doesn't look like anybody in Vintage All-Star Wrestling is going to be able to answer the call, as they're going to leave Gold Rush still your tag team champions.
Here we go, guys. South Florida's finest.